Hi everyone, Julie Jockelle, real estate agent in Irvine, California.
I'm Ignacio Maldini with TrustLink Mortgage. How is everybody?
Good to see you again. So I see we're going to talk about DTI. Most of our first thing they ask me is, this is how much I'm making and how big a house can I qualify for. So this is what we're going to talk about today. So for example, a couple, they each make $150,000 a
Okay.
year. So two will be 300 a year. How much can they qualify?
Okay. Yeah. So aside from credit, down payment, the debt to income ratio is one of the main qualifying factors when you are applying for a home loan.
Right.
And as you can see from the board, the basic calculation is your proposed housing payment. So the new house that you're looking to buy, that would include the mortgage, the taxes, insurance, and potentially HOA if the home has an association, along with any other debt that you have, divided by your gross monthly income. So this is not your income, your take-home income that you get deposited into your bank, but the gross before any deductions.
Taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, perfect.
So going back to your example, if you've got somebody that's making, husband and wife, about $300,000 a year, that's going to put us at a monthly income, gross income of about $25,000 a month.
Right.
And so when you're looking at what you could potentially qualify for with that income, assuming a 20% down payment, working backwards into the numbers, that would put you roughly at a purchase price of about $1.5 million.
Okay.
So assuming a loan of $1.2 million, that gives you a rough mortgage payment of about $7,584 a month.
Okay.
The taxes on that home, using about a 1.3 tax rate, is about $1,625 a month. HOA, we're looking at roughly $250, and then homeowners insurance, we're estimating about $150 a month.
Sure.
So when you add that all up, the proposed housing payment would be $9,609 a month. So when you take that, divide that into your income of $25,000 a month, that puts you at about a 38% debt to income ratio. Now in this case, we have a jumbo loan.
Right.
The rule of thumb for a jumbo loan is typically a 43% debt to income ratio or below. So in this case, without adding the other expenses that they have, they're at a 38%.
Right.
Now I think you had mentioned that this specific buyer had a car payment of about $1,000.
Right, just a little below $1,000. Yeah.
So we'll take the $9,609 mortgage payment and homeowner's expense, plus the $1,000 car payment. That puts us at a total debt of $10,609 a month. So we'll go back to our formula here. The housing payment plus the car loan divided by the gross income of $25,000. And that puts us at a ratio of 42.4%. So we're just under that threshold of the 43 max.
Right.
So I would say that this buyer is at a good spot here to qualify for that $1.5 million house.
Okay, that's great because, and also they don't have any credit card debts every month. They pay it off every month.
That's
so
good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you take this example into consideration, if they were to have any other debt, I mean, even if it was a $100 a month credit card payment, that might put you over that limit. Yeah. So yeah, that's just a good example of how your spending or your debts that you have might affect your ability to purchase a home. So that might mean that you might have to bring in a little bit more down or potentially lower your purchase price to make sure that you stay within that DTI threshold, because the DTI really is one of the most important factors in terms of being able to qualify.
Right. So most people ask, this is one question I hear a lot is, can I buy a car before I buy the house? So
yeah, well, it's a question we get all the time, and it's one of those things that after going through the calculation, you can see that, let's say that this buyer had a larger car payment, say it was $1,500 a month.
Right, exactly,
which in Orange County is not abnormal. But yeah, if they had a larger car payment, we would not be able to qualify them for this $1.5 million house. And again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, they would probably have to put more money down, lower their proposed purchase price, or in some cases, I've had clients that end up selling the car because the home ends up being more important. So those are real world examples of things that we see all the time.
Yeah, so we have a good demonstration for you. So what goes in first? Your house, car or credit cards, luxury items, which one comes first? We're gonna do a little demonstration. This bowl, we each have a bowl and items. So this bowl can be your financial ability, how much you can qualify in your life with a house, with a car, with your student loans, credit card, bills, luxury items.
Think of this as like a visual representation of your debt to income ratio.
Yes. Excellent. So I'm going to demonstrate first. Normally what we do, we love to, after we graduate, have a nice job, career, we have a good income. So what do we do first? We buy that luxury car first. Let's see what happens, right? We pour that in.
Now included in that, you might also be paying off student loans.
Yeah, this is your monthly payment, right?
Yep.
This is your monthly payment.
Correct.
On your car loans, student loans, anything. I would say it's a necessity, but it can be categorized into different world. You can, it can be a luxury. You can turn into a luxury item when you buy a luxury vehicle, or you can buy a used car and pay cash for it, right? You have a choice, but something you need, but you have a choice of how much you can spend. So that's that goes in. It takes up lots of your financial ability, right? Monthly payment against your income. Now, this is pure luxury. This is your vacations. This is your eating out, the purse I want, the shoes I don't need, but I like, or golf trip.
Oh yeah, I could think of a lot of things to spend it on.
Yeah, so that goes in first. Sometimes we, you know, after years of hard work, you want to treat yourself, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. So between that, those two items takes up half of your income, right? And then after you get comfortable, you say, oh, I need a house. So let's see how much a house can get in there. You probably can't get the house you really want.
Yeah, you might have to cut it in half depending on what your budget is. But yeah, obviously you're not going to be able to afford for the home that you want because you might have prioritized your spending in maybe not the best way.
So in this situation, I make $300 a year on income. Can I still qualify for that 1.5?
Yeah, so basically what you've done is you've taken this other debt bucket and filled it up quite a bit. Yeah. So now you don't have as much room for the house payment.
So I have to lower the house payment by.
Of course. Yeah, you either have to lower the price or you're going to have to put a lot more down to lower that housing payment to make everything fit into this DTI calculation.
Right. So let's see how you would do it.
So yeah, this is kind of maybe a life lesson, I guess you could call it. But yeah, especially in Orange County, I think the most common thing that I see personally is people not being able to qualify maybe because of a very large car payment. So that's one of the most common things that we see. But so I think what we want to do is maybe focus on the home first, right? So if we kind of reverse the order from what Julie did, if you save up for the home and really prioritize this and make this your foundation, then of course you can fit the whole thing in there, right? Because now you're not having any of these other debts or expenditures going into this DTI calculation. So if you focus on getting the home first, then guess what? You've got all this room to do the other things. So now that you've bought your home, you're stable, and then you've got the ability to afford the other things like your car payment. Maybe your school loans are already paid off because you focused on those first. So you've got a lot of ability to spend here for the nice things that you want to treat yourself to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So house in first, then the car.
Yeah, and then so maybe you've already bought the house and you didn't have enough for the luxury car, but as Julie said, you know, maybe because you now sacrificed up front and you have the house, you're building equity there, appreciation, and you're building wealth. And so now maybe for the time being, like she said, you buy a used car.
Yeah.
Or you
with no payment.
Exactly. Yeah. Or pay cash for a cheaper car. So now that you've got kind of the two main necessities, the house, the car. Yeah. Now you can splurge, and as you're building wealth and growing that appreciation, who knows? Maybe you've got equity now, and you can take some money out, and you can, you know, treat yourself to that nice vacation, or buy your spouse that luxury watch that you guys have always dreamed of. Yeah. And look at that. I mean, you've got room to spare now. Yeah. So you know, this is just kind of a visual representation. Wow. Yeah, and you can kind of see the difference.
What a difference, right? What a difference.
Of depending on how you prioritize your spending, how that can affect your ability to purchase a home and maybe get the dream home that you want. So
absolutely.
I hope this kind of helped to drive home this idea of the debt to income ratio and see it, visually on how that works. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to Julie, or you can call myself if you guys have specific questions on your home purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are in the market to purchase a home, not sure whether you qualify or how much you can qualify for, just text us and we'll give you a free consultation.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
If you need an experienced real estate agent in Irvine, California, text me. I'll be happy to help.